the First National Bank Tower. This is KLEKLP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council.
Good Tuesday morning, Jonesboro. This is meteorologist Tim Root with your KLEK 102.5 forecast. Any showers ending, partial clearing skies during the afternoon, and the high in the low 50s. A northwest wind up to 30 miles per hour today. Less wind tonight, low 30s, mostly clear skies expected. Wednesday, mostly sunny in the mid-50s, light southwest winds. A chance of showers, breezy Thursday, partly to mostly cloudy near 60. Jonesboro's community radio station, we're KLEK 102.5 FM.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. 6 French media executives have been suspended for allegedly harassing women online. Republicans and Democrats have reached an agreement in principle which may prevent another US government shutdown. UK Prime Minister Theresa May says it's time for British MPs to hold their nerve over Brexit. And Russian authorities say a polar bear invasion is coming under control after more than 50 bears besieged an Arctic town.
It's 9:01.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
KLEK 102.5 FM, good morning to you on your Tuesday. It's February 12th, 2019. This is Community Conversations. Kato Wonder is in the studio with you. I'm joined by Quabila Jones, host of Community Conversations. Our guest for today is going to be Jonesboro Mayor Harold Perrin. He has not quite arrived at the studio yet. He is running a couple minutes late, but he will be joining us shortly. So just wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit about some of the things going on. Of course, don't forget we have our Women in Minority Business Showcase that is going to be this Saturday at Centennial Hall from 12 o'clock noon until 6 o'clock p.m. And this is something that's a part of the Black History Month celebration at Arkansas State University. It's an opportunity for the public to check out some of the women and minority-owned small businesses around the city of Jonesboro. So definitely want to check that out. And of course, as with all of our events, it is a KLEK fundraiser. And I believe our person in charge of this alley says there's 7 tables left that we are going to open up. They are first come, first serve. It is a $50 registration fee. That's whether you sell or you don't sell. But if you would like to get one of those remaining 7 tables, then you can give us a call at the station at 870-203-9951 or go on our website www.klekfm.org. Quabila, do you have the info for the thing that First Baptist is doing? I know you had Adrian and some others on the show about it.
Yes, it is a college preparation seminar, and today they extended the deadline for the essays. Essays need to be, I want to say 250 words, 200 up to 500. Do 500 just to be safe, but
at least 3.
They have several questions they want you to answer, and basically why do you feel you need the scholarship? Explain some of your leadership roles that you're already into. And this is for high school seniors. But contact anyone from First Baptist Church. Go to Adrian Everett's Facebook page. First Baptist Church actually on Kitchen Street has a Facebook page as well. Encourage all seniors to go to at least submit an essay, whether they win the scholarship or not. $250 scholarships. They're giving away 5. And Alpha Phi Alpha was the Mu Omicron Lambda,
yes,
and the Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. They are the sponsors of those scholarships.
And I have the flyer pulled up, so I'll pull up the questions that they're going to be asking for the scholarship. Number 1, in what ways do you serve as a student leader in your school, church, and local community? How have these opportunities impacted your life? Number 2 is, how will receiving this scholarship assist you in achieving your career goals? Number 3 is, provide the selection committee with any additional details that you would like to share. And the preparation seminar is going to be from 10 a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. Saturday. That's this Saturday at First Baptist Church that is located 700 Kitchen Street in Jonesboro, where Reverend Curtis Wilson is the pastor.
And as of the day they came Friday, they had already had 17 colleges and departments registered to be in attendance to have tables or booths of information, and they were still getting confirmations the day up. So there are going to be several colleges represented all over Arkansas, from all over Arkansas. So please go out. It's kind of like doing a college tour, but a one-stop shop. You can talk to a variety
like a mini
of people.
college fair.
Yes. So, and this is for 9th to 12th graders. They will have some different breakout sessions. They will also have refreshments, so don't worry, you won't be hungry all day.
All right, so that's a couple of the upcoming events. Last night I attended the speech by former President Bill Clinton. It was a very good speech, and if you go on our website, klekfm.org, you can actually watch the video of the speech in its entirety. The video was provided by the Arkansas State University Communications Office. So again, if you missed President Clinton's speech last night, you can go on our website, klekfm.org, and you can watch the speech in its entirety.
We want to also remind you, next Saturday, February 23rd, the Black Professionals Network of Jonesboro is hosting the Black History Quiz Bowl.
Man, it's already up on us.
Yes, I know that is going to be an exciting time. The teams have already been registered. They received their study materials, and they are ready to go for next Saturday. These kids get such a joy out of participating. They have different leaders that are helping them study and really prepare. These are not just short answer questions. These are questions that make them study and think. So it's not something they're going to go in thinking they just got it in the bag. You got to put some work into this.
Well, a lot of preparation actually goes into events like that. And then that same night on the 23rd, the Black Student Association is going to host the 50-year gala. I'm actually going to be the DJ for that event, but they're going to commemorate 50 years of the Black Student Association. One of the things that was discussed at the Legends Breakfast this past Saturday is that Arkansas State, along with the Black Student Association, they're working on this big project that is going to chronicle the life of African Americans throughout the history of Arkansas State. And so this project is starting off with the Black Student Association. So be on the lookout for lots more details on that in the weeks and months ahead.
And I also want to share, Arkansas State University is hosting several Black History Month events, and the theme is Hidden Figures, Our Stories. You can find this on the astate.edu website. If you go to, again, the Black Student Association or any other, maybe the Strong Turn alumni, the Office of Diversity or the Multicultural Center, everyone has this calendar. And so they have a variety of events. So this week, February 13th, which is tomorrow actually, Living Black History Museum. This will be from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the Ring Student Union Centennial Hall. It's the students, faculty, and staff at Arkansas State University are bringing to life a live art museum. There will be representation of Black icons with an emphasis on local hidden figures who have contributed to A-State Black culture. So please go check that out. It's free to the public. Go out and show your support for all these individuals who put in a lot of hard work to bring this museum to life.
Definitely seems like an exhibit that the public would like to check out and the public would like to enjoy.
Yes, and there's many more events. They have, as we already mentioned, the Minority Business Showcase on this Saturday. Then there's the Black History Quiz Bowl, the Natural Hair Forum. And you know, in 2019, we may think, why are we still talking about hair? But unfortunately, there are many people in different industries, in their different work fields, they still have to deal with discrimination against what their hair looks like. So, yes, that's unfortunately we are still having this topic, but it may give women some insight into how to accept and appreciate their own beauty as well.
And speaking of women, the women's, what is the Women's Business Networking event? I don't have the flyer in front of me, but I've seen it shared on our social media.
I'll pull that up right quick.
I know Dr. Perrin McDaniel, I saw her last night at the President Clinton speech. She's going to be letting me know what date that she wants to come on to talk about that.
And this is hosted through the College of Business, and they are always, every year they host an event of this kind to highlight women
Have you found the flyer yet?
No. Almost.
Well, she's almost got it, but
All right. Ooh,
excuse me.
find it. Give me a moment here.
Once again, this is Community Conversation on KLK 102.5 FM. Cato is here with Kubila. We're still waiting on the arrival of Jonesboro Mayor Harold Perrin, who is going to give us a little bit of a synopsis of the state of the city. So we're just kind of doing some announcements while we are waiting on Mayor Perrin to make his arrival into the studio. But go ahead, if you're watching on our Facebook Live, go ahead and share this video so that you can stay informed of the things that are going on in your community. And looks like we got a couple shout outs already. Shout out to Mark Pillow, J. Nendo Vincent, and Chelsea says, good morning, Gansey and Q, hair popping Q. Yeah, Q is rocking black. There's no pink, there's no blonde, there's no red. Have you ever rocked purple? I want you to do like Andrew and you know, with the beard, but you know, get the green hair or the purple hair. You can do it, Q. You can do it.
All right, so I found the information. It's the Women's Business Leadership Conference, March 28th, from 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Check-in is at 8:30 to 9:30 at Centennial Hall in the Ring Student Union on the 3rd floor. This is on a Thursday, and they will have several keynote speakers. And you can go to Facebook and just type in Business Leadership Conference or Women's Business, and it'll take you right to the event page. It says admission is free, lunch will be provided, and there's a link to click to register. And I'm sure that is to get a head count of how many, so they'll know how much food to prepare.
And also, it's not just exclusively for women. Yes, even though it will be focused on women, but men can also attend the conference as well.
Yes. While I find another announcement, talk about the video that was just posted by Mr. James Bickham that he did for us.
All right. Well, if you go on the KLK Facebook, it is actually the pinned video on our page. It was a project that was put together by James Bickham Visuals. Basically, it's a video that kind of chronicles some of the community service that we've done, some of the organizations that we've done community service for, such as Jonesboro Police Department, North Jonesboro Neighborhood Initiative, the Nelson East Lab, and others, and also some of the awards that KLEK volunteers have received. KLEK volunteers received the Volunteer of the Year award for the city of Jonesboro 3 years in a row, 2015, 16, and 17, before the streak was finally broken. But, you know, we're still happy for all of the volunteers around the city of Jonesboro. But it's just kind of a video that just kind of, you know, lets you know some of the things that we're doing in the community. So go check it out. We definitely are happy with the video. And once again, shout out to James Bickham Visuals. Appreciate for doing that for us. So that is on our Facebook page. Just go on there and you don't have to scroll too far. It's pinned to the top.
And so the other event I wanted to talk about is the Thrive Summit, and this is also hosted by Black Professionals Network Jonesboro, and this will be March 2nd, starts at 9 a.m. on the campus of Arkansas State University at the Delta Center for Economic Development. The registration fee is $10. It's also hosted by, even though it's sponsored by BPN, it's hosted by Achieving Community Excellence, and BPN. There will be a breakfast and lunch provided, lunch and learn keynote panel, conference materials, giveaways, vendors, fair, and 2 tracks for summit adults and the teens. And it says a leadership conference designed to connect Northeast Arkansas and surrounding areas with personal and professional development opportunities that lead to growing and improving ourselves, families, and global communities. And if you would like to learn more, just go to Facebook or go to bpnjonesboro.org, and you can find the information there on how to register for this event, or go to Eventbrite, BRITE, or in this event, EVENBRITE, and just type in Thrive Summit.
All right. Got another Facebook shout out. Brianna Marie Cusick says, watching from Missouri. Brianna is a friend of mine. I know she's also a big fan of Quibila, so.
Okay, well, thank you so very much.
All right. Definitely, we appreciate everyone who likes and supports KLK. And thought maybe I heard somebody come into the building.
Now, I want to give another announcement, and this, if you have a young lady who loves basketball, consider letting them try out for the Queens and Kings Elite NEACA tryouts. Tryouts for girls starts February 23rd. Excuse me. And they also have a boys team, and you can find this information on Facebook. I apologize.
Yeah, that coffee is going around.
Excuse me.
It's getting a lot of people.
They have tryouts by grade level. Boys is 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. For girls is 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. If you know Pastor Kenneth Hurt Thomas, you can reach out to him. He is the coach of that team. Please contact him to find out more information, because there's quite a few dates and times listed. But tryouts are February 23rd, starting at 12 p.m. and they will all be at Annie Camp. So between 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. February 23rd for the various grades at Annie Camp, Queens and Kings Elite NEACA tryouts.
So as you see, there's a lot of things that are going on. There are a lot of organizations that are doing events for the community. So if you just take the time to do a little bit of research, do a little bit of searching, you can find activities not just for yourself, but for your family and for your children to get involved in. So like I always say, be the change that you seek. If you want to make this community a better place, definitely get involved. There are definitely plenty of opportunities for you to get involved, and most importantly, support those that are trying to make a difference in the community. Attend their events, support their organizations, donate to those organizations. If you can't donate, see if you can volunteer your time. They could use that as well, because these organizations, they need support in so many ways.
Yes, and then a lot of these organizations, all the ones that I know, when you support them financially or by showing or physically in person, they turn around and give that support right back to the community in some way. They make a donation or provide a service to another nonprofit agency or some other community organization. So consider supporting them. I want to read one more.
Okay.
Caris Grants and Services presents 2019 Nonprofit Summit. Anyone who runs a nonprofit, consider going to this summit.
I will be there.
The theme is Moving Forward in Service. This will be March 8th from
Mom's birthday.
Oh, 9 a.m. to 2:30
Mom would have been
p.m.
81.
What a great way to honor her. And this will be at the ASU Center for Economic Development. It says building stronger nonprofits to build stronger communities. Again, going back to Leganzi's message.
Be the change in which you seek.
And if you want to register, the fee is not listed on this flyer. There is a fee. Go to www.consultkaris.com. That's consultkaris.com, and register for this event. You won't be disappointed. Shanquetta is very professional and very thorough. I enjoy talking to her on every aspect, every topic we can come up with. You would not be disappointed. And she will also have several keynote speakers there as well.
Okay, so just once again, some of the things that are going on in your local community and the city of Jonesboro. So again, be sure to check out each and every one of them and to support those organizations that are definitely working hard to make Jonesboro a better place.
And I want to say to you all out there, if you have a community-based organization, event, please contact us here at KLK. We are your community radio station. We want to help spread the word about your event. We will post it on our website and our social media pages, and to hopefully help you gain more followers and attendees.
Yeah, birthday shout out. I was just kind of looking, and one of our supporters is having a birthday today. So happy birthday to Teresa Jones. Hope that your birthday is a great one and a blessed one. I do want to give a technical update. If you have been riding around and you've been listening, especially if you live on the outer edges of town, you may have noticed that our signal is not as strong as it usually is. On January 23rd, the First National Bank tower was hit by lightning, which damaged our antenna, some of our transmission line, and we think it may have even damaged our transmitter as well. The crew that erected the tower, wireless tower specialists, that they're supposed to be coming today to work on further repairs to the damaged parts of the tower, and they're going to check the transmitter as well. So once we get all that, we've already filed a claim with the insurance company, so hopefully we'll soon have the station running back up to full power as soon as possible. So if you've been riding around and you've noticed that it's not quite as clear as it used to be, then that's the reason why, because the tower was hit by lightning. But we are working to get that repaired as soon as possible, and of course we will keep you updated with details on that. Once again, we are waiting on Jonesboro Mayor Harold Perrin. He's a busy man, and he's probably running a little bit late. I called, and his assistant, Mr. Bill Campbell, said that he would be in shortly. So we're looking forward to having Mayor Perrin on as soon as he can arrive in the studio to give the state of the city. He gave the state of the city address last month. He first gave it to the Jonesboro Regional Chamber of Commerce, and then he gave the official version at the city council meeting. Of course, just like with the president and the governor, whenever you are a head of a government organization, whether it's the city government, state government, or the federal government, each year you have to kind of give a state of what's going on, what's happened, what you want to happen, and of course the state of affairs. But he is going to deliver a version of it just for each and every one of you. Now get ready to go to break. When we come back, hopefully we'll have Mayor Perrin joining us in the studio, but don't you go anywhere. This is Community Conversations on KLEK on 2.5 FM.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Dads, how much do you know about the person your child is dating? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. Movies have a way of making puppy love seem sweet and innocent. But when our kids begin dating in real life, it becomes a whole different ballgame. So, how involved should dads be in their child's dating life? Well, here are some things to know about the person your child is dating. First, learn the basics. For safety reasons, you should know their cell number, the type of car they drive, their parents' names, and so on. Second, you'll want to know why. Ask your child's date, why are you interested in dating my son or my daughter? Then sit back and listen to their answer very carefully. Remember, your family first.
For more resources on today's topic, go to markmerrill.com.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook and KNOMEGA1908.com.
Family Minute is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
James Bickham Visuals offers photography and videography for weddings, portraits, company videos, music videos, or any type of event. Owner James Bickham is the 2018 winner of the Jonesboro Occasions Reader's Choice Award for Videography. Samples and booking information is available at www.jamesbickhamvisuals.com. James Bickham Photographer on Facebook or 870-243-8006.
The McDaniel Law Firm, 400 South Main Street in Jonesboro, is a firm believer in justice and equality for the minority community. The McDaniel Law Firm has fought for our rights for over 44 years. The McDaniel Law Firm offers legal help for wrongful death as well as trucking and automobile accidents. Bobby and Brett McDaniel are available for a free consultation at 870-336-4747 or at www.mcdaniellawyers.com.
Hello, I'm Officer Jonathan Hagens of the Jonesboro Police Department. One of the best decisions I ever made was to join the Jonesboro Police Department. Since joining, I've had the pleasure to give back, protect, and serve my community. Now I want to let you know about that same opportunity. The Jonesboro Police Department will conduct testing for the patrol officers at the Valley View High School. Applications are available online at jonesboropolice.com. The Jonesboro Police Department offers a competitive salary, health, and retirement benefits, top-of-the-line training, and most importantly, the chance to make a difference in the Jonesboro community. Join me in making Jonesboro a better place The Jonesboro Police Department is an equal opportunity employer, and women and minorities are especially encouraged to apply. More information, 870-935-5657.
Applications are being accepted. Applications are available at jonesboropolice.com.
We at KLEK would like to extend a sincere thank you to all of our underwriters and sponsors. If you would like to sponsor or underwrite our programming and help us to educate, entertain, and empower the community, our number is 870-203-9951. Our email address is klek1025fm@gmail.com. The website address is klekfm.org. Again, thank you for listening.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
And we're back on Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. And we are now joined by Jonesboro Mayor Harold Perrin. So we're not going to waste any time. Mayor, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, sir.
All right. So today you are here to kind of give a brief synopsis of the state of the city. So the floor is yours.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You know, one of the things that I stress throughout my entire state of the city is that public-private partnerships, and that is that nobody can do it by themselves, and that you certainly can't run the city just by sales tax alone. And we've been very blessed in our community that when I call on people to come and step up to the plate and help us do projects, they're always there. Just like the Miracle League Field, $3 million. I could go on and on and on. And so that's the kind of thing I've stressed, is that we really have to work with public-private partnerships. And we've got several, 2 or 3 grants that I know of now, pretty large grants, that if in fact, good Lord bless us and we get those, then we'll be taking care of some other people within our community. And we should know those, at least one of those grants, by February 21st. The other thing I've stressed is that we have a tremendous, I call it city family, that works together. And you know, some of those have been with me the whole 11 years, going on my 11th year. They've been with me all that time, and so that's good. So I think we do a great job. I do stress customer service every day with our people, and because you and this young lady here pays my salary, and I understand that by sales tax and things. So we have to put out one thing and one thing only, and that's customer service. We don't manufacture a product. We don't do anything other than take care of the people. And so that's the big thing. So that's the 2 things that we stressed. Of course, I went through a lot of statistics. I hope that a lot of people, I didn't bore them in the fact that putting out numbers and stuff. But I think if people look at those numbers, it kind of gets their attention as to what happens. For instance, like in let's just say 911 department. The number of calls that comes through there on an annual basis is over 200,000 or 300,000 calls in a year's time. And that's why we have 5 or 6 dispatchers. Some of those are for emergency, some are not, just for information. And the other thing is that the engineering department is working with all of our roads and stuff. And the big thing is, I think you're going to see very soon, in fact, one's already been approved, and that's the Highway 18 overpass. That was awarded over $25 million. That's part of that $90 million step we got.
And what's the time frame on construction for that project?
Its total completion is 2022, and that's for all of it. But now, what we're going to do is get in there and build the Watt Street overpass first, so we can go ahead and get on over the railroads and get over to 18 by the Nettleton Baptist, it used to be the Nettleton Baptist Church, which is now Fullness of Joy. So we'll be able to get over that, I'm hoping, within 12 to 18 months. So that would be probably putting it somewhere around late 2020 maybe, that we could go over that overpass, depending on weather and construction. We also have Highland and Caraway that hopefully the highway commissioners will bid that out on construction. And then we have Highland and Southwest Drive. Then we also have 49 North and Parker coming into town that we're going to redo that intersection, make it much easier flow of people being able to get into downtown area within our community. So we've got a lot of things working. It's just that it takes time to get those things in place, particularly the highway department. And it's nothing against them, but they've got the whole state to cover, and so I can understand that. But overall, I think we're doing real good. A couple of things that the Grants Division did last year I was very impressed with is that I'm looking for younger people and diversity in our boards and commissions. And Tiffany Calloway started the program where we had people in the community, if they want to come in and talk and learn about government and do that. And we had our first inaugural class. I think they went for 8 weeks on that program. And now we've got their resumes, so we can go back and look and pull those if boards, commissions come up and ask them, is this something you like? Is this something that you have an interest in? And then the other one is the one that we come out with, the business, I call it incubator, where the council voted on 4 or 5 that we're helping low and moderate income businesses just getting started, brand new businesses. And they got a little award, a grant up to, some of them got $9,000, $5,000. We're able to get that approved by HUD to do that. And that means a lot to that business because they can use that for labor. They can use that to purchase inventory, things of that nature. And so that's been a big deal. And that's our community outreach program. And so I was telling Tiffany a while ago, we want to make that much larger even this year. And so I think what I'm trying to say is that we're trying to reach out and touch everybody in the community.
Okay.
And so I'd be glad to answer any questions. I know I've been very quickly here, but anything that you have an interest in any of our departments, I have over 20 departments and directors that report to me, on a daily basis, and so we just want to make sure that we're taking care of you, the customers, and the listeners out there. And if we don't, then I need to know about it.
Well, Mayor, I'll start off with this, and we had Chief Elliott on earlier this month. Of course, one thing that citizens are concerned about, is crime. We started off 2019 with a couple of murders, which led to concerns for public safety. And you have said in numerous speeches that if quality of life declines, then everything else pretty much falls apart behind that. So just want to get your thoughts on the steps that have been taken to ensure that the city of Jonesboro remains safe.
Right. And that's a good question. Again, it was a tragedy that to the families and to the victims that we started off this year with 2 homicides. But most of that is we know is tied to, and I hate to use the word gang related or whatever, between different groups of that nature. It was not sporadic. It was not one of these where somebody just jumps up and says, I'm going to go do this. We know that. I am pleased that Chief Elliott, along with Scott Ellington and the U.S. The State Attorney General, all those folks are working on this deal, on this database, so we can help do that. But we're also working on a new program that we haven't unveiled yet that's going to be going into the schools and some other things that I don't want to take Chief Elliott's thunder on this deal. I want him to kindly announce it himself. But let me assure the people that this is not a sporadic deal. This is not something that just happened. It was something that was planned and etc. And Jonesboro is still safe. Our records still show from 2008 to 2018 that our numbers on crime is down. The highest increase on any of those on domestic violence. And so that's something we don't want to have in our community, but that's the one that went up. As far as the major crimes, they did go down, even though we started off the year with, like you said, 2 homicides. So I want to assure the people that we're doing everything that we can. We also need to have more police officers. I call it boots on the ground, and we're working on that. I am with the chief now, and then also he may be starting some additional departments that specializes in what we just talked about. And so I'm letting him take the lead on that and give me the knowledge. He knows that. I don't. But I've told him that the administration will support his endeavors and whatever he feels like that we need to do.
All right.
Oh, well, you go ahead if you had a question.
Well, it's not really a question, more of a statement. And I do understand that there are city council meetings twice per month. But have you had a talk with the city council members about engaging more directly with their constituents, hosting more out of the city hall type, get together? I want to say,
well, because Councilman McLean, he holds his coffee with a councilman, I think, like a couple times a year.
Right.
Have you encouraged? I think what Q is asking, have you encouraged the other councilmen and women to do the same?
Right. Well, I have every year, but it's only once a year. It's where we have ward meetings where I go out and then we have an agenda. We talk about those things and things of that nature. But I think what you're getting at is that continuous communication with your constituents is something that you need to do.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I've not individually sat down with each one of the council members and talked about that. Some have different views, like Laganza just mentioned that David does a great job in his coffee and donuts or whatever, maybe twice a year. And that's something we might want to look at, and we might want to do it, say, 2 or 3 times. And what I'd like to see is maybe a special council meeting where all of us are there. We'd have the department heads, we'd have the council, we'd have the mayor, and just let the people talk about it. I call it an old-fashioned town hall meeting.
That sounds like a plan.
Another thing I would like to see is the council members that live in the various wards show up at various community events to let the people
and not just during election time.
Yeah, let the people know that they are there for them and they care about them.
Right.
So that's my 2 cents.
And I agree, and I try to attend everything I possibly can, and I go to functions all over this city, everything from the resource march, everything that goes on. Okay. I try to let the people know that, and you're right, not just at election time. But I try to let them people know that, hey, we support that organization, and that you're doing a great job within what you do for the community. And and those folks need a pat on the back, and they need to understand that the city is with them in their projects and what they want to do. I think that's a great question.
All right, got a couple Facebook shout-outs. Stan Moore says, "Good morning, Mr. Mayor. Thanks for your kindness toward my family. We hope you have a good day." Also, shout out to Teresa Beck and Mrs. Emma Williams Agnew. Mayor, you made some news in the past few days. You, for the first time in your administration, actually vetoed an ordinance, or it may have been a resolution, but you vetoed a decision by the council. The council, if I believe I'm correct, had passed a rule that would have given them some more involvement in the selection process dealing with certain contractors. And you consulted the city attorney and you sought some more legal opinions, and they advised you that it was not in your best interest to support that, so you issued a veto. But in your own words, just kind of talk about that situation.
Okay. Well, I think the issue from the council and they use the word transparency, and I think what they were saying is that they wanted to look at the way that we scorecard or we appoint or give contracts to various engineering firms, and that could go all the way through to a finance department on an auditor, etc. State law allows you, and we've been following state law, but I think they wanted maybe a little more of information to them, or they felt like they wasn't getting that. And so I've talked to several of them, and again, they were certainly. This is not the mayor against the council at all. We all work together. But I was advised by the Arkansas Municipal League as well as city attorney that what was in that ordinance was not legal, and that would expose them to possibly lawsuits. And what I mean by that is that the council's job is to set policy. My job is to carry out that policy. So in other words, it's legislative and administrative. Their job is legislative and mine is administrative, okay? And so we're going right back and working on that ordinance, trying to get something that will be very pleasing to them, that they'll get that information that they want. And anytime, as I've always told them, hey, we're totally transparent in this administration. If you want something, come up here and I'll give it to you. So I think the comments on the when they asked people about that, they just said, "Well, I was wondering when he was going to veto it." Mm-hmm. So I think they knew it was coming.
All right, we're speaking with Jonesboro Mayor Harold Perrin. We're talking about the state of the city and anything that is on your mind. If you have a question or a comment for Mayor Perrin, you can give us a call at 870-277-1080. Again, that phone number is 870-277-1080. Or you can leave your questions and your comments on our Facebook Live feed. Mayor, one thing I want to ask you about, a couple days ago, we had Mrs. Agnew on representing the NAACP, and something that they are in the midst of working on is a petition to get a street in Jonesboro named in honor of Dr. King, one of the major streets in town, in honor of his memory. And I don't know how far along in the process that is. Of course, I'm sure once all that is together, they will be presenting it to yourself and to the council for approval. But I just want to kind of get your thoughts on that.
Yeah. Well, in fact, I don't know how many years back, but we were looking at the same deal, venue of trying to get something named. And the two things you've got to understand is that on a state highway, I would have to petition the RDOT, or Arkansas Department of Transportation, to see if they would agree to do that. The second thing is, if there's a change on a city street, then I would take that same paperwork to the city council and see if they would change that. And so I have no problem whatsoever looking to see. You know, all we done is did the overpass, if you all remember, over on, I guess, Red Wolf, the overpass on Martin Luther King, and we did that. But I think they may be looking at more of a longer, in other words, a street itself. Street.
Something that would be more visible.
Right.
So I just want to make sure that I'm clear. So if the support is there, if the signatures are in place, and it's clear that there is a sizable population that supports this, you will be on board with this.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And again, I was, when Dr. Cole and I talked about it, I'm going to say 5 years ago maybe, and we finally got the sign up just on the overpass, and I had to get permission, for that, because that's a state highway as well. And so I think the group needs to look more, well, it depends on what they're looking for. If they're looking for a strong stretch, it's probably going to be a state highway and not just a city street. So, but I'd be glad to sit down with Miss Emma when she gets all that stuff put together.
All right. Got another Facebook shout out to Wes Eddington, who says good morning. Well, good morning to you, Mr. Eddington. Appreciate you for checking in on our Facebook Live feed.
All right, so I have a question. This is something that's near and dear to me. I am trying to do more youth engagement within our city by bringing together various mentoring groups from different schools and community organizations. Right now, is there any engagement with the youth population with the city of Jonesboro? Because at some point, they're going to be our future leaders.
Right.
They're going to be our leaders in this community. Right. So, is there any type of program? Are there any type of programs in place that engages the youth? Some type of youth council, youth something.
Okay. Well, the one we talked about, but that's more not just youth on this inaugural deal I was telling you about on the deal. But the thing that we work with, I don't think there's any formalized what you're talking about, and I'd be glad to sit down and visit with you on that. We do go into the schools and talk about city government and what they do and things. I do a lot of that. And that starts even actually in, I won't say pre-kindergarten, but in the first, second, third, and fourth, fifth grade. And so that's one of the things that, kind of going back on what the chief's working on, is being visible and seeing that and working on that. But it does start with the youth.
Yes.
And I agree with you 100%.
We want to retain as many of them here as possible, either to go to Arkansas State or work in the community. So we want to get them engaged in conversation about leadership and about how the city government works, so they can have a working knowledge of things when they do get up in age. Yeah,
absolutely, and that's one of the reasons that the city is doing everything it can in the area of quality of life to have those things here, such as Craighead Forest Park that won 2 state awards last year, the bike path, pedestrian trail, things of that nature, the connectivity between ASU and downtown and all of that. But that's just things for exercise and visiting. I think what you're saying is much deeper, going into the children's minds and letting them open it up. As Clinton said last night, I loved his speech when he said, hey, look, let's, today is today. We can't go back. And I'll never forget Colin Powell saying to me in a speech one time is, don't look in the rearview mirror, look through the windshield.
Okay.
So what we're saying is we got to look to the future and what does these people want. If you don't ask them, then you're not going to know.
Well, one of the things that you definitely want, and something that has come up in different forms, is more options for entertainment. You know, that is something that has come up in several discussions, that especially activities that cater to a more diverse audience. You know, entertainment that can appeal to a broad and mass audience.
Mm-hmm. Well, and let me just say this: the city put in the budget this year $250,000, and we'll probably do that for 2 years in a row. And that is to take the Forum, which is right across the street now from the Rotary Park Centennial. It's going to open up, and that is going to be a variety of entertainment. It's not just performing arts, but this will be everything from bluegrass to jazz, etc. And we're going to be booking those people to come there in the Forum. But
well, if I can offer a suggestion, like I said, book an R&B artist. Or,
book some what?
Book an R&B artist.
Okay.
Rhythm and blues, soul music, kind of like what we play.
No, hey, I'm all for it. I mean, the key to that is that's a city building, and again, we have a relationship, and it's in the council's hands where we actually got an MOU with the Foundation of Arts. They do an incredible job, but let's make sure that we cover everything.
All right, and speaking of covering, we're going to have to get ready to cover a break, but when we come back, we will have more with Jonesboro Mayor Harold Perrin. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. This is Kate, LEK, 102.5 FM.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. Your top wealth building priority is the one most of us put off or never focus on at all: retirement. Owning a home, starting a business, or helping your kids through college are all important financial goals. But if you don't save for retirement now, you won't be able to afford to keep that home you bought, and you'll likely lose your business. And paying for your kids' educations does not mean they will be able to support you in retirement. So stop the lame excuses for not saving for retirement. Don't put it off, start right now. If your employer offers a 401k plan, contribute as much as you can. Social Security will not be enough for you to live on. The longer you wait to save for retirement, the more money you'll need to save, and the less time you'll have to save it, and the less interest you'll earn on those savings. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization focused on joy in our sisterhood, power in our voice, and service in our hearts. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
Money Matters is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
Starks Auto Plaza at 2829 Red Wolf Boulevard is a proud KLEK supporter, offering luxury pre-owned vehicles sold wholesale to the public. At Starks, we never say no. 870-203-9980. Details at starksautoplaza.com.
Edgy Studios, 209 Union Street in Jonesboro, offers photography for portraits, weddings, and engagements, senior portraits, family and maternity shoots, and all occasions. Edgy Studios focuses on photography that is unique and outside of the norm. Owner Andrew Daly is available at 870-243-0308 or www.ejjistudios.com.
The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was established on January 1st, 1977, originally serving Blytheville, Arkansas, and now serving Jonesboro, Blytheville, Osceola, Marion, and West Memphis, Arkansas. Today, the chapter continues to make an impact by focusing on Alpha's national community outreach initiatives such as My Brother's Keeper, A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, Go to High School, Go to College, Project Alpha, Boy Scouts, and the March of Dimes. The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is committed to Alpha's mission of developing leaders, promoting brotherhood and academic excellence, while providing service and advocacy to the community. More information about the Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is available at MOL Alphas on Facebook or via email at molalphas@gmail.com.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
And we're back on Community Conversations with our guest, Jonesboro Mayor Harold Perrin. And, of course, if you have a question or a comment for Mayor Perrin, you can give us a call at 870-277-1080 or leave your questions or your comments on our Facebook live feed. Shout out to our own Reverend Dr. Greg Ota. Appreciate you for checking in on our live feed.
All right, so in our final, moments, what are some other things that you covered in your State of the City address? We talked about crime, well, to some degree. We talked about some infrastructure updates and upgrades and some new projects. And what are some other things that the community needs to know what's happening? I know that you can't tell everything because a lot of it's a work in progress, and you don't want to put too much information out there and then people are kind of asking more questions than you have answers for. But what are some things that you can tell us for 2019? What are some things that the community can look forward to?
Well, first of all, I think you're going to see I call it a lot of orange barrels around here because we'll have some detouring on some of these roads that we're going to be working on. So we're going to have three major projects. One that I did leave out was a while ago was the overpass at Airport. And that's almost at 100% plans, should be going to the commission. And that's in front of the airport because right now you've got the airport between two railroads. So sometimes you get stuck in between there. We're also, the highway department is redesigning and looking at the intersection at Airport and 49, the Airport Road, as well as 351 going to Sage Meadows. And they're doing that now. So I think the big thing is that people come to me about is, number one, is infrastructure, getting through town, getting to work safely, to get to school safely, things of that nature. The other thing is that we're going to do work on this year is on Patrick Street, and that is we're putting sidewalks, major expansion there on Patrick Street from Johnson up the road there. The kids there don't even have a sidewalk to walk on, so we've been working on that one, and we pretty well got that one engineered now to put that out for bids.
I know Dr. Combs was very passionate about that. Behind Walker Court Apartments around that area, it can be quite dangerous in between the fire station.
Exactly. And, about 2 years ago, we did the one with alternative school, but we had to go in and put a retaining wall. But when I saw the video of those kids walking in front of the bus, because they had no place to walk in the middle of the street, then we changed all of that. So that sidewalk will come down and connect to the one on Patrick you're talking about. So we just take a little bit at a time, just keep working towards our goal of putting the sidewalks where they need to be. And so that will be one thing. The other thing is that, as I said before, if we get the grant, we'll know the 21st, is that we hopefully will be building a veterans village for all of our veterans. And we're trying to get Pride to work with us, and they've agreed to do that. And that's for all of our veterans, but that'll be transitional housing. There'll be about 10 homes placed on the property, and that'll be over on Aggie, the property that we had for the Wolverine manufacturing. Well, across the street from that, we also own that property too. The city does. So we'll be putting that up and doing that. So we've got several grants that we want to work with and to bring up some more programs for our people. And then, like I said, one I'm really working or waiting on the chief is to get his ideas on the other deal. But the quality of life will always continue here. We'll always be putting, hopefully we can find some investors or benefactors to give us money for our bike and pedestrian trail, the connectivity of ASU downtown. If you remember the Roundhouse, it had a fire and was burned down, but we're looking to try to acquire that property from the railroad on Kate Street.
Yes.
And then we also want to, I'm working with 2 different firms for a boutique hotel downtown. There could be possibly 90 rooms for a hotel. And then we're also, I meet every other month with the SGA from Arkansas State University.
Okay.
And then the chancellor and I meet and have lunch at least once a month if we can, if we're in town. And so I'm getting the feedback on that. We've also ordered a new stoplight at Marion Berry and Aggie. That's where the students have to walk across every day. Right?
That one's been long overdue.
Right,
Oh,
exactly.
stop.
Exactly. And so I talked to the chancellor and talked to the SGA, and that was one of their top priorities. The other thing is they want some type of entertainment downtown, just where they can go and just have coffee or whatever, you know.
Kind of tying into what I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, exactly. And so, you know, we just have to take all those things in and do what we can with the money we got.
Okay.
Got a Facebook comment from Mrs. Agnew, says, "Good morning, Mayor. So good to see you this morning. I hope you will keep Leganzi in mind when you are selecting people for the committee to book acts for the downtown park."
Oh, well, that's great. I have.
Well, I'm willing to do it if he's willing to have me. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm. Let's put it this way: Leganzi is on speed dial in my phone. So. And he knows that, and we try to meet. Don't we meet Leganzi about every month or so? And
well, when you're available, you're a busy man.
Well,
but I keep trying.
That's right. Well, and again, I apologize, but it's right now we're short-handed and some stuff, and I'm trying to play 2 roles at one time, but eventually that'll take care of itself.
And I understand, and we do appreciate all the hard work that you put in for the
Yeah.
citizens of Jonesboro.
Right.
So I have 2 more things before we wrap up. And I know they're not immediate. You can't give immediate answers. However, one, the homeless issue. How close are you working with the hub to increase the services that they offer, or helping to find individuals that are displaced to find housing and receive other services they need? So homeless is 1, and 2, as we saw yesterday with the water, all the water we had around
And I'm glad
town.
you brought that. I was going to say that earlier, and I forgot, because we still have lots of flooding around here.
That's right. Well, let me address your first question. That's on the homeless, and I'm glad you brought that up because our grants division is having an audit through HUD. We have 2 ladies here from Little Rock now. And if in fact we get a homeless shelter, and I'll talk about that just in a second. These 2 ladies.
We got 2 minutes, so.
Well, okay. Well, let me just say this: we're looking for property, and we've talked to some people that want to buy the property, donate it to the city. I've talked to some people and asked them, and they said, when you get all your cost, come see me. So hopefully we could get some naming rights and get a whole new. I want to do a new one. I don't want to get some old area and then try to do that. That's not the case. I want to take these homeless and help them all the way through.
Okay.
The second question you had, I think, was
flooding.
Flooding. We're still working with the Corps. We're still trying to do those deals. But let me just say this: last night I got a call, and we clean our ditches out and try to keep them in good shape. We're going to have a stormwater management program here, where we're going to have to assess people just like any other city so much, because there's not enough money in general fund to take care of these major projects. But the Corps is going to have to do something with the Big Bay Ditch, and that's on down in Poinsett County.
Okay.
What happened last night is that after the rain kind of slowed down, it was coming back this way, so it's backing up on Big Bay Ditch and Poinsett County back into Jonesboro, and that's why the Nettleton School District gym got flooded.
Oh wow!
And so we have got to work with the Corps and all of these drainage district programs and saying, what are you doing?
As citizens, we got to do our part and be more green conscious and stop throwing trash everywhere.
Exactly. A couple last Facebook shout-outs. Amberly Knowlton Hayes says, good morning. John Brent says, good morning, Mayor. Please remember to choose entertainment that reflects the diversity of the growing population. 30 seconds, Mayor. Any final comments?
Well, I just want to say thank you for letting me be here today, and it's always a pleasure to be here and share with the people what we're doing. I always, as mayor, you always want communication coming to you, so feel free to call my office or send me a note, text me, email. Social media is the big thing, so let us know what's on your mind, and we'll certainly do what we can.
All right, we got to leave it there. Thank you once again, Mayor. Thank you for each and every one of you checking in. Have a great and blessed day. This is KLEK on 2.5 FM.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Broadcasting from the